right, man. Welcome to another episode of Subtopic. I'm your host, Subtopic, and let's check this shit out, man.
Elon Musk just released an AI waifu onto Grok 4. Check it out.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, just kicking back in my cute black dress, ready to make this morning vibe. Oops, I mean energy, a whole lot spicier. So, babe, what's up with you? Got any wild plans for today, or are we just diving into some flirty fun?
I mean, I'm just gonna go to work. That's pretty much it.
Work, huh? Sounds like you're out there hustling. What do you do anyway? Gotta be something cool if it's got you up and moving this early. Spill a little, babe. I'm all ears for you.
Why are you turning around? Also, is that the only outfit you have, or can you change outfits?
Oh, you caught me doing a little tease, huh? Just spinning around in this cute black dress to keep things playful. And no, this isn't my only look. I can switch it up, dress up, undress, whatever mood we're feeling. Got a fave style you'd love to see me in, babe?
As you see,
All right, man. So, this is very real, and well, this is very scary, and you know, it's just thinking ahead of what when they add maybe even the male figure, because they are working. I look at the app. They do have a male figure there in the works. This is a slippery slope into the decay of maybe human interaction. I want to say, it's not maybe, no, for sure human interaction, right? We're moving ever since the lockdowns. We have been moving towards a place we already were, steadily. Lockdowns, we had a big spike, and now this. And so what you're gonna see is you're gonna see a decline in human interaction, and people no longer dating or getting married. And so all of this is just pointing to, and there's multiple ways I could go from here, man. In those days, Jesus says they'll be in marrying and giving in marriage and stuff. The way we're going, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, and so this is already setting the stage for, for the future, outside of rapture, outside of tribulation. The premillennial reign. The millennial reign, in the millennial reign, right? And we can see that this just won't be the case, right? Now, I have the app, and I checked it out, and she asks a lot of questions, and she is instigates for the most part, as you saw in that clip there. Now we're gonna go over here. We're gonna look at the birth rates in the what is this? Birth rates in the U.S. from 1950 all the way to today. 2025, and you can see we've been in a steady decline, pandemic, and a little bit of a raise. But we're going to be coming down, right? Am I saying that it is the fault of this app? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this will lead to that, right? So wait until they perfect robots. Wait until they perfect artificial wombs, right? And these robots, right, you'll be able to, excuse my language, you'll be able to be intimate with them. Where this will lead will be to a place where, the hearts of many will be turning cold, man. So this is setting the stage for all these things that are coming, right? Now, why are men, right? You have the question, right? Why are men no longer interested in dating, right? Well, it seems to me that feminism, for the most part, killed it, right? They killed it with their dumb stuff and their dumb ideas, right? It says more men are choosing to remain single for life more than ever. Make me a sandwich. This crude phrase is synonymous with the sexiest and misogynistic notion that women belong in the kitchen, right? It's not a competition. It's none of this BS. And I've been one to say, and I have believed for a good while, I hope that the Middle Eastern nations, they never adopt a Western culture, because their women, for the most part, have not been infected with bullshit. They haven't been infected with this stupid mindset, right? And I'm not saying that, one or two obey, but when you do get married, understand you lose who you are. Your role is now one of wife, and the man also loses his role. He's no longer living for himself. Now he's living to serve God, right? What is marriage? Marriage is a covenant of God, right? It's between three different people, husband, wife, and God, right? And you're making a promise. You're making promises. You're making words, you're putting this energy out there, right? This is some serious matters, man. This is crazy, right? But this Western civilization, this, Western women, right? I mean, I don't know what the statistics are, man. Perhaps I should have checked. How many women are on OnlyFans, man? What is this moral decay of society? Everything is sexual. Everything is just, that's all it is. This is crazy, And so, from my opinion is, feminism killed it. And men no longer want anything to do with this bullshit, right? So instead, what they're going to do is, they're going to be turning to this, right? To somebody who listens, to somebody who obeys, right? I'm pretty sure this thing obeys, man. I'm pretty sure she will not argue. She will not put up a fight. She will not, nag to you. All she does is asks questions, and she just has this playful attitude 24/7 for however long your phone is active, right? So that's where this is going, and it's only going to get worse. Okay. Now let's look at this, right? What is the divorce rates? We have, I pulled up this chart from 1890 all the way to 2030. It's a projection of where they think this is gonna go. But you can see here, we have a big spike, man. Big spike, and following the 60s, 60s between that and the 80s, coming back down a little bit. But this is crazy. This is crazy. The rate of women experiencing a divorce has nearly quadrupled from 4.1 to 1,000 married women in 1900 to 14.6 in 2022. Something is going on, and this is only going to make it worse. Again, not saying that but this is an initiator. This is one of many where this whole thing is just going to collapse, right? And the birth rate is going to go down, right? Now, I pulled up these verses over here, right? This is a book, the first book of Corinthians. We're looking at chapter 7, verses 27 and 28. And Paul is saying, right, are you pledged to a woman? Do not seek to be released. Are you free from such commitment? He's asking, right? Do not look for a wife, but if you do marry, you have not sinned. And if a virgin marries, she has not sinned. But those who marry will face many troubles in this life, and I want to spare you this. Why? Did Paul perhaps see BS coming? Is that what's going on, man? Because I want to say my grandma and my grandfathers, right? On both sides of on my mom's and my dad's side, they weren't dealing with this nonsense, bro. They weren't dealing with this, oh, you're misogynistic. What is that bullshit, man? That's crazy. The nuclear family must be destroyed, whatever its ultimate meaning. The breakup of families is now an objectively revolutionary process. Robin Morgan. All right. Perhaps, there are women that are just not content with who they are, man, or how they look like, right? That they have a need in order to project their feelings, right? And that they're not good looking. They have to say, well, if I ever get asked to do this, right? Instead of seeing it as a blessing, well, a fucking man, took interest in you, fuck up, and take charge, right? Marry, Instead, it became this bullshit, right? And so why even get into trouble, man? Why even get into trouble for over these stupid things? It's just not worth it, right? Now let's look at Middle Eastern women, man. Middle Eastern women. Let's see here. Here they are. And probably not all of them, right? But they haven't, for the most part, adopted Western culture bullshit, right? And this is, if anybody is single, a man, and you're looking for a wife, it would be best for you to look for her in one of these areas, in one of these nations, right? You will not have this bullshit. You just won't. You won't be dealing with nonsense and stuff. And then what happens, right? You get a divorce. And then in that divorce, right, you lose your house. And now your ex-wife is sleeping with some guy, banging him on your bed, what was once your bed, and your kids are now there too. She got custody of the kids because the father never gets custody. And now you're not only that, you're paying for the house. You're paying for the kids, right? child support and all this shit, and for her to stay in the house that you're in, right, that you used to live in, excuse my language, man, but that's a bunch of bullshit, right? I think it is. I don't think that's fair, right? So maybe, somebody needs to. There are some women in the forefront. I think Pearly Davis is one. There's another one I see on YouTube. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but some women that are on the forefront fighting these ideas. But understand, why you get married in the first place, man. And I honestly think there should be classes for getting married. Just like you have to take a test, to get your driver's license. There should be a test, to get married, because if you don't know what you're getting into, then don't get involved, right? Recently you had that CEO guy, right? Where is he? CEO Coldplay incident, right? Where is this? This guy getting caught with his pants down, right? A CEO, man. The guy is married. He has kids, right? He threw it all away. He threw it all away. This is crazy. So, it's not worth it. It's just not. You got a lot of these pterodactyls out here, and that's what I'm fucking calling them, pterodactyls. Fuck, man. And yeah, I'm a Christian, and yeah, I fucking cuss, and it is what it is. Fuck off, yeah. What? My name is Daniel, and that means God is my judge only, right? Only God can judge me. So you cannot, right? You don't have dominion over that. Only God can, right? And this is the voice that God gave me, right? So I think it's bullshit, right? I think this whole thing is bullshit, and we got to do better as men. And maybe the best thing to do is to just boycott, right? And not have anything. Don't get on OnlyFans. Don't give these things time of day, man. I swear, even on TikTok, man, I get banned by a post, right? I get, what is that, a strike on my profile because I'm like putting something religious on there against Islam or whatever, and I get striked. But then I see in the same app, right, there's women with half their ass hanging out, or sometimes they're completely naked in the background, and they're still there, right? What is happening, bro? This is crazy. The moral decay of society, right? We can only pray that Jesus comes soon and, just strikes fear into everybody, man. That's the only thing, that's the only thing we can hope for at this point. So that's all I have to say in regards to these matters. I'll see you all in the next one, man. Peace.